What's up, guys? Are you ready for this build? I'm ready for this build. What's up, Melodit? Am I building it with the foam? I'm unsure. I don't know. I'm kind of waffling, going back and forth in my mind whether I want to use the foam or not. Nice color. Thanks. I think this is the blue-gray or something. Yeah, I'm unsure on the foam. Unsure. I mean, this one's pretty easy to take out and put in. This one, on the other hand, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to not use the foam. I'm not going to use this foam, this particular one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily want a bunch of sound dampening. I kind of want, I don't know. I don't know what I want. I want a more natural sound. I don't necessarily want it dampened. The plate foam kind of just tunes the number row on the half plate. Built yours with an alu half plate with no foam. How do you feel about it? Do you think no foam was the play? I'm still unsure. I feel like it's just going to like dampen the noise more than I want. That's what I'm worried about. Prefer it without the PCB foam. That's kind of how I'm leaning as well. Did you use the case foam? Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be down to preference. I mean, I can always rebuild it, right? It's not like it's terribly hard to rebuild. I think I'm gonna forego the plate foam at the very least. Probably start with this in, because this is a little bit easier to take in and out. You found it too flexy with it? Okay, I want flex, so maybe I'll forego all the foam altogether at the start, and then adjust from there. I mean, I could always test, I suppose, with the plate foam and just not solder it. Man, this is tough. I don't know. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Don't worry, Golad. You'll get him a second time. Oh, man. I'm excited for this build. I've been wanting to build a Polaris for a while now. And I was lucky enough to get my hands on one for group buy price. Which is very difficult for a lot of people these days. Never used a half plate. What's the appeal? More flex. And I guess you could argue that people that prefer, let's say, a more PCB mount feel or sound would probably benefit from this. I don't think this is something you can plan. You just have to try and see. Huh? Unless you've built one before with the same switches and plate. I've never built a Polaris. This is going to be my first Polaris. I mean, just based on my own preferences and experiences, I think I'll prefer no foam. But I know, like, the foam was also kind of like one of the defining features of the board, potentially. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some cream switches. These are lubed. These are actually they're a little over lubed. I had someone lube these for me, like, I don't know, a year ago. These are actually first batch creams, so very, very, very good. They're very, very smooth to begin with. First time Polaris, that's right. Thank you, sir. Gonna farm some biddies for you. I was sad when I heard that the Infinikey Comfy keycaps probably won't go on another group buy. I don't think I've seen the Comfy keycaps yet. Infinikey does, like, have some issues. I can see them wanting to maybe slow down production, try to fix some of the issues. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Plate foam, case foam. Pretty positive I'm not going to use the plate foam. I know I'm, like, really wrestling with this, and I totally am internally. This one doesn't really matter as much, because this one's a little bit easier to take out and put in. I guess I can start putting some stabilizers in the PCB. Do a little testing. Twitch is being greedy, don't let me watch one ad. Are you guys getting ads? It shouldn't be happening if you are. Oh, you can watch ads for bits? Can you really? I didn't know that. That's quite interesting. I mean, we're not a partner channel, so, like, we shouldn't really have ads. Alright, let's go ahead and throw some stabilizers on. So this board actually does come with some stabilizer shims, but you only really need those, I think, if you are using Cherry or, like, GMK stabilizers. The Duroc ones, I think, are a bit thicker, a bit heftier, perhaps, and they don't really seem to need them, from what I've seen. So we're gonna roll without them, because I did try to test them with them on, and it's, like, impossible to install these stabilizers with the shims on. How's the new chair? It's been working out pretty well so far. It's certainly a lot better than my last one. But it's one of those things, like, you don't really know until you use it for a while. Like, so far it's been pretty nice. But, like, don't really know how things are gonna end up. I'm worried because I'm a bit over the, like, the suggested weight limit. But, like, it'll probably be okay. Same thing for your Aeron. Embodies, yeah. If I could afford an Embody, I probably would have gone with that. But, I mean, I looked around for a lot of, like, local things, and I just couldn't find anything. I found some Aerons, but, like, not in the size that I need. I kept finding, like, smaller Aerons. So I don't know. Just wanted something new with a warranty that was, you know, in my price range. I did try to find liquidation places. I found several places liquidating things actually, but I didn't find anything I actually needed. I found a lot of other stuff, but nothing. No high-end office chairs, sadly. Since the comfy keycaps are out, I'll probably go with Bliss. Bliss is a cool set. This is a really cool set. And the person behind it, Minterly, is also really cool. So I definitely can recommend Bliss. I haven't seen it in person yet, but from the pictures that I've seen, it's quite nice. Wait, what am I doing? I'm using split shift. Did you try Craigslist? Yeah, I tried Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. I looked around, man. I honestly did. And like I said, I found some like Herman Miller and some other stuff, but I didn't find anything in the right size. When you're as large as I am, I mean I'm 6'4" and or what is that, 193 centimeters if you're not from the US. And I'm about 260 pounds right now. I don't remember how many kilograms that is. So like the smaller Herman Millers like just won't work for me, I don't think. Their weight limits are much lower than what I am. But that's okay. I mean, it is what it is. Tight to get an even without the shins. There we go. Drafting chair, huh? Big Skid Row says, missed asking on the show last night. Seems like new vendors keep popping up and reselling Crytox and Stabs. Seems odd, but thoughts? I don't know. It's like a two-way street, right? Because it's like, why would we need so many more vendors? It's like, really? Like, we don't? Like, at the same time, it's hard to be like, it's hard to say to anyone, like, you can't be a vendor, or you shouldn't be a vendor, you know? Like, they should have the right just like anyone else. As far as reselling things like lube and stabs, like, that's just how you start out as a vendor these days, I think. That's just kind of how it goes. Because they're easier to get your hands on. They're not terribly expensive. You don't need like an insane amount of startup capital. It's easy to get into. Back in the day, it used to be custom cables. All vendors started out by doing custom cables. Like every single one of them. If a vendor wants to go to a specific niche, it makes sense. Yeah. Having more vendors in a marketplace reduces prices? It can. It can. I don't think we've seen a whole lot of that, though. I also need to decide what key set I'm going to put on this. I might actually use dual shot. Might just go crazy on this build. Which, you know, for me, that's crazy. I did buy this secondhand, so if you notice the PCB has been used before, that's why. I need to grab a key set so I can test. Are you gonna use the bottom foam? I don't know yet. I don't know yet. We're gonna figure this out. That's what we're gonna do. One step at a time. Feels like the new ones that are popping up are just selling lube and stabs, which don't really seem like great differentiation options. Not saying that they shouldn't, just curious on the thoughts of the community. I mean, you're going to talk to some people that hate the idea, and talk to some people that don't really care. I think I'm more in the don't really care camp. I mean, it's... I don't know. I don't think it really matters like a whole lot, to be honest. If people want to buy from them, they'll buy from them, and if they don't, they don't. It's like getting into like streaming, I feel like, too. It's like you can get different things from different people. We can all kind of coexist together. And if people like don't want to buy from that vendor, then they won't, and then, you know, that vendor will either not really matter or cease to exist. That sounds pretty good. Quake question for you. When you're playing games, do you use your desk mat or do you use a second mouse pad? I usually use my desk mat. Is that a bad thing? Should I not be doing that? I've thought about lately using a secondary mouse pad though, to be honest with you. I'm actually going to leave these out and test them again after I get the plate on. Do most ABS keycaps made by GMK develop a shine quickly, or is it closer to PBT where it takes longer for them to develop a shine? In my experience, ABS develops shine substantially quicker than PBT, like monumentally faster. I can use a GMK set for a month, and I can notice some pretty distinctive shine. On PBT sets, I can't really do that. I think it's fine if people want to go for it. If they can differentiate themselves, that's good. And if they can't, then hopefully they didn't put it all on black, I think is what you meant to say, so to speak. Yeah. Fair enough. Alright, so we're gonna go sans plate foam here. We're not gonna use the plate foam. I've decided. I've made the decision. This is gonna be kind of difficult. So these are PCB mount switches. They have the legs, but they sit very loosely in here, which is a little, not worrisome per se, but might make this a little difficult. Is there a better way to go about this? Should I use different switches? I was not expecting these to sit so loosely in here for being PCB mount switches. It's almost like the pins might as well not exist. Switches I have. Not the best switch for half plate. Yeah, it's kind of weird. You'd think it'd be like at least being a little loose is one thing, but these are virtually non-existent. Maybe I'll just go for it anyways. And just put them in, layer the foam on top to try to keep them in, turn them over, solder them while there's pressure from the top. That could be a strategy. Wouldn't be the first time I've done something like that. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm looking around for something I could potentially use as something that just like holds them into place, basically. Maybe like a piece of cardboard? There's gonna be a way to do this. I don't know if I have any other switches that are like already lubed except for, I think I have some Gatorade inks. Do I want to use inks though, or do I want to use creams? I don't know. Give me a second, guys. Let me grab something real quick. This is about the right size. So here's what I'm thinking. I put the switches in. I put a box or something or other on top of it, flip it over, then solder it. What do you guys think? Is that the worst? Is that the worst plan in existence? A lining would be a challenge. You think so? You think they're so? You think the pins are so thin they'll need a lining? I mean, maybe. Should I just grab inks? Let's see if I can find my inks. Pretty sure I have lubed inks. Well, that wasn't hard. Let me just check to make sure I don't have anything else I could potentially use as well. I just feel like inks are kind of whatever. I could use like silk switches. I kind of want to go with like something that isn't JWK though, because I feel like I've been using only JWK lately. These are lube, and I definitely have enough of them. What are these? That's the real question. I forgot to label these. These are also lubed. These are actually lubed with something lighter, too. I might like these more. Looks like I have enough of them. I have no idea what these came out of. I'm pretty sure these came out of my Kepler. I don't remember where I got these or what these came out of. But these are lubed with something thinner, from what it feels like, so I'm gonna go with those. These are a bit more thick lubed. I'm just gonna hope I have enough of these, which I should. Masking tape on the pins, incredibly tedious and not worth it, props. Yeah, probably not, honestly. I'll save the creams for something else. I'm not too worried about it. Quite curious, how many unbuilt cases do you have right now? 2 or 3, I think. See how well these fit. These are still kind of loose too, but I guess they stay in there ever so slightly, which is better. Yeah, there's no like twisting and turning, so I guess these would be a better option. So we'll give these a try. Now my title is wrong. Actually, no, wait, the title's right. But my command's wrong. What's the main keyboard you use? I don't really have a main keyboard. I probably swap keyboards once a week. Currently, I'm using a Palm Sirius with a carbon fiber plate and some Glorious Panda switches. One is a bent pin. Sure you have enough switches? Doesn't look like it. I don't know. Let's see what we got. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Yeah, maybe you're right. 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 45, 46, 47, 8, 9, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 5, 6, 56. How do I get 56? Like, where does that come from? Oh, I know what happened. I know what happened. You're right, though. You're right. I used them as arrow keys in the last build I did, the Tai Chi TKL. I picked 4 from this. Man, so close. So close. Only like 4 or 5 switches away. I should have enough of these, though. A bit thicker lubed, but I guess it doesn't really matter. That makes more sense. Almost, though. We were so close. That's fine. These will work. If there's not enough of these, I'll probably just cry. My music stop? Yes, I'm still watching. These are a bit thicker lubed, but it's okay. These are a bit tougher to get into the PCB too. Interesting. Maybe a different batch. That's okay though. That's an okay thing. So what's everyone up to on a Friday night? A glorious, non-social Friday night. Interesting that these ones have thicker legs than the last ones. Getting some work done and watching this stream, huh? Look at you being all productive. I should update my command since I'm not using creams anymore. Only because you completely failed to work 40 hours this week. I like how I went from switches being too loose to switches being a pain in the ass to get all the way in. It's actually kind of ironic. Practice lubing. Are you now? Interesting. How has that been going for you? Going okay? You're still trying to get the hang of it? It's a little difficult at first. I got some of these going very easily, and some of them very much not. These inks are cursed. Cursed, I tell you. Do I want yeah, I'll go stepped caps lock. Let's be real. Who am I kidding? Stepped caps lock club. Stepped for aesthetics. I do love me some aesthetics. Okay, slow and steady. This is going well. Makeup applicator with a little bit of 205 grade 0 and leftover retool blacks. Hey, nice. Leftover switches. Good test bench. Love the way stepped caps looks, but I use that key for control escape. So this doesn't work. Use it for escape? I use it for control on a lot of boards too, honestly. Even on the boards where I use stepped caps lock, I swap it to control. Doesn't really bother me too much, thankfully. Yeah, I agree though. I think stepped caps just looks nicer. I'm a little bummed, I gotta be honest. I really wanted to use the creams here. I wasn't expecting to run into that problem. I guess I should have been more prepared. Something real quick, guys. Just so I don't completely ruin my lovely cafe desk mat. Hi, how's it going? It's going all right. We've had to make some adjustments so far on this build, but that's okay. That's just living. You replace caps lock with FN because I hate caps lock. Yeah, I totally agree. I don't use caps lock there either. I'll use the caps lock key there, but I won't actually map it to caps lock. What's up, Yak Bats? Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime, man. Love to you as well. Are these inks V1 or V2? These should be V1. These are pretty old. These are probably like first or second batch inks. So, whatever those are from. Prime subs are the best I can do. Hey man, nothing wrong with that. I'm a man that can appreciate a good Prime sub. Got my first hot swap board. To be honest, it isn't bad. Yeah, there's nothing really wrong with hot swap. It gets a lot of flack. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think for a lot of people it can be really efficient. Aren't hot swaps required to be tray mounted? No, not at all. I have an M60A that has a hot swap PCB. It's an integrated plate. I believe the thermal, which is kind of a unique sort of top or sandwich mount style, I guess, also came with a solderable option, or a hot swap option, rather. M60A's integrated plate. You don't want one anymore? You're lost, man. It's a cool board. I think it's all dependent on expectations and what you plan to do with it. I think it's too easy. I don't mean to sound like I'm sounding mean here, but I think it's too easy and too lazy just to be like, integrated plate's bad. Because I don't think it's necessarily like that, right? Like, if you're going for something where you want, like, a top mount or a gasket mount feel, then, yeah, of course it's going to be different. I have clicky switches in mind, and I think it's probably the best clicky switch board I've ever used. The thing about integrated plates that you can't get with anything else is, like, true consistency among the typing, I feel. You get a super consistent sound and feel from that board. And you gotta remember also, the board's kind of designed with silent switches in mind, at least I would say, because that's what Rama likes, hence why all of his typing tests tend to have silent switches. And I think as far as a silent switch board too, it works really well for that. So I don't know, I think it's too lazy and too inexperienced to just write off a mounting style as bad. I think it's just more situational. It might not be as all-purpose as a lot of the other styles, but I don't think that inherently makes it wrong or bad. Again, I'm not targeting you or anything, I just mean in general. Because a lot of people feel that way. A lot of people are like, oh, integrated plate, it's bad. Tray mount, it's bad. Like, I don't think the hobby is quite as simple as that. I will say, polycarbonate half plate, not the easiest thing to build around, but probably not the hardest thing I've had to do either with the plate. Is this build hot swap? This is not a hot swap build, no. Then what keeps the PCB from just falling off into the case? There's mounting points on it. For the PCB. So you screw the PCB into the case from underneath. Into the top part of the case, rather. Or plate, I guess. Alright. It's going to take me a few minutes here to make sure all these switches are straight because they're kind of not. Surprisingly difficult setup to work with, I'll be honest. hot swap is the future. Could be, yeah. If we have a better system for it. The issue right now is hot swap only supports one layout, like at a time. Is it even possible to do a half plate hot swap? I feel like that'd be tough. I'm not sure I've seen that before. Alright, we're getting there. That's a lot closer. This is looking pretty good. We'll go with this. I love how your hands make 60% look like 40%. I know, right? It's weird because 60 is like my preferred size too. Any ISO users here? Technically, I own a board that is built in ISO. I wouldn't say I'm an ISO user, but technically, I've used ISO. Doing acrobatics over here. Alright. I think it's about time to do some soldering. one more pass pressing these down. You see the Mark 65. It's a board with hot swap PCB that has optional split space, optional split backspace, and ISO and ONSI enter. How is it optional if it's hot swap? I'm confused. Or is that what you linked? I'll check it out in a second. So I don't really understand how that would work with hot swap. I don't understand how this works. I'll have to read this later because it looks like it doesn't really explain it very easily. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This is looking pretty good. I'm a little worried that the orientation might be like a little off on a couple of the switches, but I can always just desolder them and fix them if needed. So let's get to some soldering, shall we? Oh, they do the thing where some are north facing, some are south facing. I'm not a fan of that. Time for the solder mat. Not a fan of flip switch orientations either. Yeah. I don't know. There's got to be a better way. They tested with different caps. That's good at least. Is there a problem with switch orientation? I mean, the only like real problem is depending on what keycap profile you're using. Sometimes you can get some interference, like it'll tap the top of switch housings. Like for Cherry, I know it's a problem, which is why people don't really do north-facing LED layouts anymore. Like it's just like less of a thing in the community because I feel like the community as a whole has kind of learned their lesson on it. Because a lot of people use Cherry profile caps. Plus, it just doesn't look as good either. It's better to have it's nicer, at least, in my opinion, to have a more uniform look. Man, is SA, or not SA, but GMK dual shot gonna look okay on this case color? It's kind of blue-grayish. I'm a little worried about it. Should be pretty alright though. Am I the only one that finds soldering incredibly therapeutic? You enjoy lubing more than soldering? I feel like that used to be me, but now it's flipped. Now I just can't really get into lubing. Like, I still do it, but it's not my favorite task. Feels like with soldering I could just like fall asleep. As weird as that sounds. Yeah, it's like, I totally agree, Gwillard. It's like, hot swap feels like cheating, almost. Like, it can work. It can be efficient. But like, a board doesn't really feel like built to me unless you soldered it, you know? I'm almost done here, guys. Almost done. What's up, Gio? All right. Should be good on the soldering. I'm probably going to have to redo some of these switches. Just because, like, some of them might not be, like, 100% straight. Since there isn't a plate here to actually hold them in place properly. Yeah, this is going to be flexy, isn't it? Should probably do a quick test here. So many people are putting inks in their Polaris. Fair enough. I mean, people like inks. I was going to use creams, but the PCB mount pins on creams are apparently not big enough, not thick enough. And they were just falling out of this half plate, which is unfortunate. Or falling out of the alpha portion of the half plate, I should say. So sadly, I couldn't use creams, which was the original intention. So I had to go with something else I had ready. I'll probably wind up rebuilding this at some point, if I'm totally honest. I'm just unsure, like, what I'll use in it. Okay, so that's an FN by default. I think this is just not mapped, which is why it's not doing anything. Alright, everything is working though. In theory. Got a brass plate, which I regret getting, but thinking of cherry housings with inverse stems in my Polaris. Inverse stems, interesting. I like inks a lot more than creams. Yeah, I think inks are probably more liked than creams. That's probably a fair assessment. I think I'm gonna roll without foam at all for the first test here. Then maybe, depending on how I feel about it, I'll put the case foam in. Obviously, it's too late for the plate foam now. Okay. So, gotta make sure I'm not tearing off any of these side gaskets. It's kind of important. So, I have to put this in kind of gently. Try to make sure I'm not scraping those off on accident. Alright, looks like I got it all lined up right. Very cool, very cool. Guess I don't need this up anymore. Plate foam mutes too much, I think. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been hearing with the Polaris, so I've kind of just decided to just not use it. I don't want an entirely muted sound. I'm not going for a completely silent build here, you know? These inks are already lubed a little heavier than I'd like, so it's already going to be kind of quiet, I think. Okay, time for the weight. How about I don't lose these screws? That'd be fun. Not today, carpet gods. Not today. All right. Not too shabby. Keycaps. And you guys don't even get to vote this time. I'm putting on dual shot because I don't care. I want to use dual shot. I've been wanting to put it on something since I got it. Just wasn't sure what. So this is where it's going to start out. Holy shit, Savage. Hey man, I appreciate chat, but you know, sometimes I just want to do what I want. I know I'm scaring all of you guys. Polaris is stuck in the US and you can't cross the border from Canada. Oh my gosh. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Simply get it unstuck. That's big brain right there, guys. Big brain. I'm gonna have multiple escape options here. Interesting. Just fix your guinea. What is a guinea? Is that a keyboard? We'll go Bard. Bard instead of scooped homing keys. That's what I've been about lately. I have multiple pipe options too. Okay, this is interesting. I did not think I was going to have this many options. Keyboard on a technicality. Oh golly, alright. Interesting. You know what they say about being technically correct, though? It's the best kind of correct. I get the feeling I'm gonna need the case foam. I'm pretty sure I'm actually hitting the case. So we're gonna go ahead and once I get these caps on, we're gonna put that case foam in there because I'm pretty positive I'm gonna need that. Yeah, it feels like I'm actually hitting like the bottom of the case. I'm assuming it's not meant to be used without the case foam at least. That flex, yeah. The polycarbonate half plate provides a lot of flex. That's for sure. I thought I could get away without using the case foam, but it's looking like that's not going to be the case. No pun intended. Actually, yes, pun intended. Oh, I see how this works. Alright. Sounds bad without case foam? I hope not. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, because I have to put it anyways. I'm actually touching the case, I think, without the plate foam in there, or the case foam. So we're gonna open this back up and find out. But I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. You should try it while it's connected. It's easy to bottom out, but during typing it's fine on mine. Nice. I don't know. I still hit it pretty easily. It's all good though. I mean, I suppose it makes sense. There's very little clearance over here where the actual flex happens. Trial and error. That's just how keyboard builds go sometimes, guys. On the plus side, I honestly thought SA or GMK dual shot looks pretty good. I keep saying SA because it's like what's out right now, or what's in group buy, I think. Does the weight need to come off to take the bottom off? Yeah, because the weight covers up these two screws. Second here, guys. I gotta kind of redo the tab placement for the side gaskets. Make sure I'm not scraping any of them off. Alright. That looks good. Okay. Since I have keycaps on this, I'm going to kind of do this in the air so it doesn't just push the plate assembly out. Maybe I have it up too much, actually. Finicky. All right. Couple of these in. I won't have to hold it up anymore. Do you think 0305 mil max would fit on this board? I have no idea. I have never used mil max sockets in my life. Gotta be honest. I'm not really a fan of that style of hot swap. I understand the appeal, but... I'm actually gonna put the weight on now just to make sure I don't have any kind of weird issues with the foam. Oh, that seems alright. Alright. figure out what I'm gonna eat after this stream too. I haven't eaten yet today. Very hungry. What are you guys eating tonight? Give me some ideas. I need to go get some food. Alright. Hopefully that'll be better. Wow, that's a fair amount of flex. Holy sh... That's pretty extreme. I don't know how I can capture this. Alright, I see one switch I need to fix already, the F. Probably the K as well. Oh wow, that sounds pretty nice though. So the F, the K. Actually, that looks like it. Those two just need to be straightened out a little bit. You have no flex on your brass plate? That's understandable. Want to become famous? By followers, primes, and views on. How about no? How about just no? Can I time out from Streamlabs? Is that another thing? Oh, there we go. Tacos, eggplant calzone. I don't think I've ever had an eggplant calzone. That sounds quite intriguing. I'm a big fan of eggplant. I'm also a big fan of calzone. Come on, DualShot actually doesn't look too bad on here, right? I'm not crazy. I mean, I know I'm crazy, but it's besides the point. All right. Let's take a little listen, shall we? I beat you to it, Gio. Well, yeah, I mean, you just gotta moderate better, I guess. You're just not good enough at it. All right. I do like the way it sounds. I do like the way it sounds. I think I'm not convinced on the inks. I think I might lube up some retooled MX Cherry Blacks and redo the build with those. Man, that is some flex. Is that more flex than my IDB 60? Yeah, that's definitely more flex than my IDB 60. Holy crap. That's actually kind of impressive. Wow. Are these V2 inks? No. No. I think these are V1. They're old. They are old. Probably first or second batch inks. I mean, they feel alright. The sound's a little inconsistent across the rows. I love how soft it is, though. That is quite nice. Big fan of that. I almost wonder if a full polycarbonate plate would be better here. Be a little less flex, but I think it'd be maybe a little bit more consistent. The J sounds as if the top housing has wobble. Perhaps. I mean, the whole row sounds kind of like that. The rows sound very, very different from each other. Which is, like, pretty normal in a keyboard, to be honest, to be fair. I don't dislike this at all. It feels really good. I just need to find a way to get the sound a little bit more even. I think inks were okay. I think the inks are successful, but I don't think it's quite the play for me. I think I need something else. With that said, I'm going to use it for a while and kind of make my decision there. I can't believe it has more flex than my IDB 60. That's like actually kind of insane. Okay, you guys can see that, right? Look at that flex. It's pretty impressive. Silent stems, no sound issues. I'm not going to use silence in a board. I really appreciate sound in a keyboard. That's like one of the biggest things for me. You like the sound of silent switches? Nothing wrong with that. Because almost no silent switches are truly silent. Well, I mean, yeah, none of them are. You put moving mechanisms together, you're pretty much always going to have sound. I don't know. I mean, it sounds pretty good in normal typing, to be honest. I don't know. I'm a little bummed the creams didn't work out. A little bummed. Maybe I can track down a full plate somewhere and try the creams again. I think that's what I'll do. I'll attempt to find a full plate for this. A full polycarbonate plate. It does sound pretty nice, though. It's very poppy. And yeah, I'm pretty sure the only two switches I actually need to adjust slightly are the F and the K. Other than that, it actually came out a lot straighter than I was expecting. Alright, well there you go, guys. Polaris. Polycarbonate half plate. Lubed Gateron inks. GMK dual shot. Which honestly I really don't think looks that bad. I think it goes okay with the blue-gray, or whatever this is supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be the blue-gray. Alright guys, any last minute questions before I head out and attempt to find some food? Gotta figure out who we're rating too. Goes nice for the colors. Yeah, right? It's not too bad. Oh, Langlandia streaming? Alright, we're definitely reading Lang then. That's absolutely happening. Definitely a lot of flex. Definitely a lot of flex. Alright guys, well, let's head over to Langlandia's stream and say nice things to him because he is a scholar and a gentleman. Thanks for watching, guys. You are most welcome. Cool, lad. Appreciate that, man. Sticking around for the whole thing. Alright guys. Well, let's go head over to Lang's stream and say something wholesome. Something wholesome.